Today, we're taking a ride on the Spirit of Denver. Well, other than Southwest Colorado 1 livery, Denver Air Connection is another small essential air service airline whose base of operations are in, you guessed it, Pinckneyville, Illinois. I'm kidding. Yeah, of course it's Denver. They operate a fleet of 4 Embraer 145s, 3 Dornier 328 jets, and even a few Fairchild Metroliners. Speaking of that, I've actually covered Denver Air Connection's Metroliner a couple years ago on the channel, which, fun fact, that was actually my very first ever EAS flight review. That didn't have a flight attendant as there were only 9 seats, so there wasn't any sort of onboard service. Fortunately though, that will not be the case on the 50-seater ERJ today, so we'll be able to see how Denver Air Connection does the onboard service and see what they got. On the airline's website, they claim that their ERJ-145 has, quote-unquote, the sleek design and spacious leather seat interior provide a private jet flying experience for our guests. So yeah, we'll see about that. What's going on, guys? Casey Flower here, and welcome back to Sky High, Colorado. Today we're going to be checking out the first ever EAS airline to be flown on the channel and see how they're doing these days. Checking into Denver Air Connection is really straightforward, and they don't need anything. Well, other than your name and reference number. Once that is pasted in, it will be time to start the long process of wait for it. Only tapping the big blue button that says check in, and your boarding pass is ready to be emailed. Even though you are able to get that printed physically at home or emailed digitally, it's always a good idea to get that printed at the gate desk at the airport if getting it on a mobile device directly isn't available. So that's what we'll do now. Hi, can I get a boarding pass for Kearney, please? Last name's Fisher. Awesome. And then I'm also coming back on the return flight as well.
Okay.
Awesome.
Are you just doing like a turn?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
You want that boarding pass as well?
Yes, please. That'd be great. Alright, so the plan today is to take their Embraer 145 from here in Denver over to Kearney over in Nebraska. It's about 45 minutes each way, so we'll hop on, head over there, turn around, and come back as always. Also, a really fun tidbit about today is that this is actually one of Denver Air Connection's final flights to Kearney. Today is October 27th, and they're going to stop flying and give it over to SkyWest on November 1st. So SkyWest is going to take over the Denver-Kearney service with probably the CRJ-200 or CRJ-700 or whatever they decide to give it. But yeah, today is going to be one of their final flights to Kearney. So pretty exciting, and we're headed over there today. The boarding area is relatively filled up for what it is, but again, we got multiple flights departing at around the same time. Like, we got the Southern Air one going to Chadron, you got a bunch of Denver Air Connection ones, like, you got the one going to Telluride boarding now, you got the one to Cortez, and even the Denver Air Connection Metroliner one, the one we did a couple years ago, heading out to Alliance. And we're only about 15 minutes away from boarding, but those are all boarding before us. So in reality, we'll see how many people get on those flights and how many people are left to go on our flight over to Kearney, and see in reality how much people actually end up going with us over there. But fortunately for us, Kearney jumped ahead and they were ready to board us. Awesome. Good stuff. November 970 Delta Charlie was gonna be the E-145 both ways today. She was delivered to Chautauqua Airlines in August of 2004 as November 573 Romeo Papa, and stuck with that registration all the way through Delta, Shuttle America in January of 2015, and back to Delta that same month, then to Key Lime Air in August of 2019, and then finally switched to November 970 Delta Charlie that following October.
Wonderful. Anywhere behind seat 4.
Perfect. Denver Air Connection, or DAC, follows the open seating procedure, so whichever available seat you see, you can take. I got to seat 17A, with a pitch of 31 and a width of 17. Alright, welcome aboard the Denver Air Connection Embraer 145. Pretty standard Embraer 145 cabin here with the 1-2 seat configuration, and it's a pretty bare-bone seat. Well, really the only amenity we have is a tray table and a decent sized backseat pocket, but it's the same thing you would get on, say, like Piedmont or Commute Air, American United. on their ERJ-145, so not quite sure what the website was talking about when they referred to this as private jet style. But I don't know. I will see what they do with the snack and beverage service as we get airborne. Because something interesting is we actually have 2 flight attendants today as opposed to the 1. Because we only have about 50 seats, so legally we are allowed to only have the 1. But not entirely sure. We'll see what they do with that. We only have about 30, maybe 40 packs on board. So again, legally we can still only fly with the 1. But we got 2, and we'll see what they do with that. And parked right next to us was the same Metro liner we took a couple years ago, November 820 Delta Charlie. As we started taxiing, it all came together. One of them was a flight attendant in training.
The PA was not on, so I'm going to redo it. Your flight crew today is going to be Mercedes, and the captain is John White, assisted by First Officer Matt Milan. My name is Justice, I'm the certified flight attendant on here. Mercedes is just finishing up her training.
We are airborne out of Denver and on our way over to Kearney. We had a little bit of clear turbulence climbing out, so the cabin shook around a little bit, but now that we've leveled off, we've found some smooth air. And they made an announcement saying that they'll start the snack and beverage run here in a bit. And it was a little bit funny because the flight attendant in training kept on pausing after every sentence to either refer to or hear from the trainer of like what to say and like how to say it and all that, so that's kind of fun to hear and fun to see. But they just came back actually getting drink orders, so I just took a water. I'll probably get like a soda or something like that whenever they have on the way back.
Anything to drink?
Water's fine.
Say again?
Root beer?
Oh, we don't have root beer.
Okay. What was your choices?
Sprite, Pepsi, Diet Coke, Coca-Cola.
Let's do Sprite.
That's right? Okay.
But yeah, they also have a pretty good selection of drinks actually in itself, and they mentioned a lot of stuff as well on the snacks. But yeah, hopefully they can come back with a basket and I can just show that and get like an overall view of what they got. Not that helpful that they just came back and took drink orders and then just come back and just show us the selection, all overview of that. But yeah, just gotta remember what they said in the announcement and order from there instead of just them visually just showing us. But here we go, cruising our way over to Kearney, and we have about 30 minutes left. Okay, wow, did they ever bring out a basket and show us what they got? That was a massive selection. I don't know what the selection in stock is going to be like on other DAC flights on the E145. I'd imagine it'd be similar on the E145 and the Dornier V28. But yeah, I got the Oreo. Can't go wrong there. Yeah. I'll get another shot of it on the way back when they come back through to see the chip basket and what they got in there, because there was a whole basket with like candy and chips and all, and then a whole another one with like cookies and chips, so we'll get that as well. But massive selection you got here, Denver Air Connection, really cool of you. Didn't get this on the Metroliner, as the only crew were just the two pilots up front, and no kind of service at all with that. But yeah, on the E-145 with two flight attendants even, dub the flight attendants, dub the snacks. No, that's not how it works. But yeah, double the snacks on the E-145 and probably Dornier. So yeah, just trucking along. Got about 20 minutes left until we get into Kearney, and just vibe, look outside, and get to it. Alright, welcome to the Lure View on the DAC E-145. Got a mirror here, had a bit of an angle. You got the sign here for the no smoking and return to your seat. The engine just spewed back, so we're just about to start heading down. Got a sink there, into sink things, pull out, start the water. Soap there, into soap things. Toilet paper, waste bin, candle. Turn around, got a changing table you can fold down and allow. You can open up, sit down, and another handle. So yeah, very small. Expected on an RJ, in the ERJ, but from what it is, it's a nice area and definitely gets the job done for what it is. Alright, we've started our descent down into Kearney. In about 15 minutes time, we'll have a new EAS airport unlocked.
All your gate check bags and check bags will be brought into the terminal. There is no smoking on the tarmac or in the jet bridge, so please walk straight into the terminal. It has been our pleasure to have you on board this Denver Air Connection flight, and we look forward to seeing you on your next one.
Have a good one, thank you.
You too.
I'll see ya. I'm going right back with you guys. I'll see you in a bit.
What's up?
I'm going right back with you guys. I'll see you in a bit. Heck yeah. And yes, that is us down in Kearney. Now our flight back over boards in just roughly 15 minutes. So we gotta head back in the terminal, run through TSA, and get back on. Because unlike Advanced Air, we actually do have TSA here that we have to clear. So we'll get through there, show our boarding passes, and get to the gate area and wait to board to get back on the same plane, same crew. Pretty much the same everything back to Denver. man, how are you?
Not too shabby. Steal those off you real quick here.
Good stuff.
There's
Okay.
part one.
And how about part 2?
Yeah, I gotta just check in the rest of the idea with my fancy super duper equipment.
Your fancy super duper magnifying glass?
It is.
Heck yeah.
That back for you.
Awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just like that, we are back through TSA. That was a lot more breezy than my last time flying DAC, because last time when I flew the Metroliner, I forgot my ID. So in Alliance, that became a whole thing. I had to go through a background check with the officer there, and that became a whole thing that just took longer than it should have. But now I just breezed right through. I've been getting a few questions regarding my United shirt and whether if I'm here for the changeover or not, which I'm not. This was a complete coincidence. I had no idea they'd be switching over to United SkyWest until I made the reservations for this trip. But yeah, just came to film the ERJ for Denver Air Connection. But yeah, pretty chill waiting area in the gate they have here. Got a vending and coffee machines and in-seat power here, which is nice. But I counted 21 people heading back over with us here, which again, not a full plane, 21 out of the 50. But yeah, in the next few minutes, we'll get back on board. And before we knew it, we were lining up, and it was time to do it all again. Perfect, thank you. This me?
Yep, anywhere behind row 4.
Yes, ma'am. Deja vu, welcome back aboard the Denver Air Connection E-145. The two flight attendants up front didn't seem too entertained that I came back for more, and I told the captain I was obviously playing that I'd be back, so yeah, he acknowledged me. But as far as the FAs go up front, they didn't react or seem too entertained, but whatever. I've had reactions that were cool and funny and chill and really cool on other EAS turnarounds, but whatever, that's beside the point. Back aboard the E-145 with the 1-2 sitting on the 2 side. Towards the side just because of how the sun's going to be oriented on the way back. It's going to be shining through that window right there, and we're going to have some nice light on this side with it lit up, and I just don't like having the sun shining in my face as I fly. But yeah, they're getting ready to go, and we'll be out of here in the next 5 minutes. I wasn't going to overthink the cabin crew greeting thing too much, or take it personally. All jokes aside, she is in training and actively working and learning to memorize procedures, and the thought of me filming probably wasn't helping anything. She did great on the flights, and I can't wait to see her work them on her own. We made our way to runway 18 for departure. I'll use this time on the flight westbound to rate it using my channel original rating system. I used 6 different categories to rate each aspect of the airline overall and see how they did. So, say it with me now. Let's see how Denver Air Connection did today. The service was an 8 out of 10. As I mentioned, both the trainer and student were working great together at keeping us safe and comfortable on both legs. The snack run and beverage orders were relatively standard, but there was an amazing selection and stock. I've mentioned this before, and I'll do it again, but the one thing is, I just wish they presented us all the drinks visually, instead of just mentioning them on the announcement and expecting us to know them from memory. The cleanliness was a 10 out of 10. It looked fine. It was a relatively old ERJ, and they made it work. The Wi-Fi was a 0 out of 10, as there wasn't any available. The food was a 10 out of 10. The snack selection was absolutely fantastic. There were 2 full baskets to choose from, and I don't even think the shots I got of them did them justice. The drink selection sounded great too. After listening to my recording of it, I can say that they have soft drinks, fruit juices, Gatorades, and water. If I listened carefully enough, I still probably wouldn't really know what my options were, as the names of the drinks used were just the broad umbrella terms and not very specific. If that's something that DAC has scripted, I wish they would go into more detail to explain which specific soft drinks or which specific fruit juices. Not the crew's fault at all. The lady sitting across from me on the leg out ordered a root beer, which they didn't have, and that wasn't specified. The entertainment was a 0 out of 10. Nothing is provided by default by the airline to keep us busy. This goes without saying, but no in-seat power, Wi-Fi, reading material, or IFE. So, you know the drill on this one. Bring your own portable charger, reading material, or downloaded content. The seat was a 3 out of 10. It was the standard, bare bones economy regional jet seat, which was expected. Just a decent-sized tray table for your snacks and nothing else. This isn't JSX where we have a power outlet, cocktail table, more than enough space for a big backpack, service animal, and still get comfortable legroom, or a rude flight attendant. That being said, I still couldn't tell you guys what they're referring to with the private jet flying experience set on the website. So, if you come and do this, only expect the standard economy regional jet seat. So, the overall rating is going to be a 5.1 out of 10. After landing, we did have to wait a bit on the plane for everyone's checked bags to appear planeside, so there was a round of the waiting game going on. But after a few minutes, they were done, and we were able to deplane. Good show today, thank you.
Yeah, have a good day.
Have a good day, guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good one, man. I'll see ya. Alright, and here we are back at Den, back where we were 10 minutes ago, or 15 minutes ago, or however long this video is going to end up dragging on for. Hope you guys enjoyed my review on the Denver Air Connection ERJ-145 as much as I did on the flights. Final thoughts, it was a pretty standard E145. Still couldn't tell you what the website was referring to when it was talking about a private jet experience. Just a standard RJ economy seat we got there. But the snack selection was amazing. Drink selection was still pretty good. But in terms of the crew, we had a better crew on the Metroliner. The two pilots on the Metroliner were absolutely amazing. So yeah, and I've heard from other people that fly with Denver Air Connection that they have similar experiences with them being that good. But yeah, the crew on this one ended up being pretty standard. Pilots seemed pretty chill. The two cabin crew pretty focused on getting the trainee trained. So that wasn't too much there. Pretty standard. So they were focusing on teaching her and then getting her set up to do and operate flights all on her own. But overall, two great flights overall heading over to Kearney. Hope you guys enjoyed the flight review as much as I did filming it, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next airline. Bye for now.